I'm now at the Nordic Cleantech Showcase. This is a matchmaking event between a fast-growing cleantech sector in the Nordic countries and a strong venture community here in California. A jury of 60 people, experts connected to the Nordic Cleantech Open, have selected 10 companies to present their exciting ideas. These are the best companies from Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland and Iceland. There are 5 early stage companies and 5 in growth stage companies, all with proven business cases, all addressing the international market. So we will now hear from them what was their goal coming here, have their expectation been met, what was their biggest outcome, and will they recommend this event for other companies. So, hello, Hjalmar Nilsson from Black Silicon Solar. What was your goal coming here to this event?
Our goal was to meet people here in the US that work with solar, because we never have the opportunity to find professionals and experienced people in solar, and that's a big problem for our business.
So have this expectation been met?
In some way. We had a sort of best case and worst case scenario at the same time. Now that I pitched, a guy in the jury was actually from one of the companies that we've had on our slide for over 1 year. So he's sitting right there. So I was terrified of his questions. But then again, of course, he came up to me and we're going to keep in touch.
Great. So what was the biggest outcome?
That was probably one of the biggest outcomes. Also, a lot of Americans are so friendly, so everyone says, you know, I know this guy and I know this guy. So we have sort of a lot of lottery tickets out there, and hopefully we'll get a winner or two.
So, hello Kjetil Egeland from Innovin.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, what was your goal coming here?
My goal coming here to Silicon Valley was to meet, of course, the people that have the big check to give me so I could continue with the growth of the company and do what is needed to bring our product to the market.
And have this expectation been met?
Of course, I wish I should have the check in the wallet already, but unfortunately not. But what I'd expect is that some of these people I've already met will have continuous discussion and dialogue with, so we could come up with solutions for both parts to bring in the money and funds so we could go further on.
Great. So what is your biggest outcome? What have you learned?
There is two issues or two things that I have learned. First of all, it has been a great experience to visit Cleantech Open in San Jose. That was amazing to see all these new innovations in so many cleantech areas. And second, of course, is the meeting all the people, both entrepreneurs and also the people with the money, how they attack you with the questions and how it's possible to get feedback from them, what you have to do to make sure that you please them and find the best solution so you can get the funding you need for the product you present.
So, hello Daniel Hagström from Reformtech. What was your reason to coming to this event?
I wanted to meet investors that can help us grow the company here in California, and as we see that most of the type of investors we're looking for are here in this market.
So have this expectation been met?
So I met a lot of investors, but not really the kind of investors I was looking for. More the early type of investors, not the growth type of investors that we are looking for. So I think especially here it was some of the investors I was looking for, but if we look the other days when we were here, it have been more early stage investors.
So what was the biggest outcome then?
I think the network is also good to speak with other companies that are in the same situation as us and learn from their mistakes and their good things and meet them and discuss about what's good, what's bad and things like that. And then of course some connections into some companies, so that has been good.
Hello, Vidar Holmøy from Nordic Cleantech. I just wanted to know, what was your goal coming here?
My goal was to maybe learn a little bit about the investment environment and also to check if there was a willingness to invest in this technology here. And also I came here because I was picked as the candidate to represent Norway here in California, so it was a little bit coincidence. So
Great.
I decided to go.
So, has your expectation been met?
Well, I have learned a lot, and I think it has been as expected, yes.
So, what was the biggest outcome?
Some learning. I learned also to present my company as towards the investors, because that is a special trick which you need to understand when you want to raise capital. You need to present your idea very briefly and quickly. That is something I learned during these days, because I've done that quite little.
So, hello, Jonas Eliasson from MeMover. What is the goal coming here?
The goal coming here was twofold. One is to kind of try dip the feet in the California market and see what they will think about our product, the MeMover, which is personal transporter. And the other was to see if we could meet some interesting investors and business contacts.
So, have this expectation been met?
Yeah, I think it could have been a little bit more prepared because it was quite the last second we got here. But I think it was a great network we had. We got some really good contacts, and I think this can really be really good.
Yeah.
So expectations was not really met, but I got some other things out of it that I didn't expect. So overall, I'm very happy being here.
So, what was the biggest outcome?
The biggest outcome is, one thing is to be connecting with all the companies that's here. And I think actually absolutely the biggest outcome is not about, it's about having been here and to, I'm thinking about my business completely, it sounds stupid, but I'm thinking about the business completely differently now. It's much more clear. Because you have these pictures and all this, you have to talk about the company so many times with people that's completely different and from different areas. So all of a sudden you get a new kind of understanding of what you're actually doing and what the potential is about. So I think we can go home now and do a very clear and much more sharp business plan than what we have right now, which is much more, you know.
So, hello, Harald Alderheim from Winsim. What was your goal coming to this event?
It was to represent Winsim and see if there are some partners or potential investors who want to join Winsim to expand in the US market.
So, have the expectation been met?
Yes, a little bit, yeah, I think so.
What was the biggest outcome from the event?
Well, I had some good interviews with some good conversations with Wells Fargo and one of the largest financiers of wind parks in the US. And for them, it's very important to have a good estimate of how much the energy production will be. So,
Great.
I hope something will come out of that.
So, hello, Prit Weinberg.
Hi.
From Yoga Systems.
Yes.
What was your goal coming here?
To find partners and then potential pilots to the market, and then if lucky, then also maybe some investments.
Did your expectation get met?
With the pilots and potential customers, yes. With the investments, I don't know yet.
So, will you recommend this kind of event?
Yes, of course, definitely. These need to be done, and the Nordic countries need to come more together and do these kind of events together, because I think this has value, and we can promote ourselves to the global market. So it's really valuable. I promote this totally.
Yeah. So, what was the biggest outcome?
The biggest outcome for me, as I understand also, is that the people really wanted to hear us because there was more critical mass from Nordics here, and due to that we got some quality contacts, and I hope some money comes out from that. So this is always the main outcome.
So, hello, Alex Portilla. You are hosting this event. So, what was the goal of the event?
The goal of the Nordic Cleantech Showcase was to provide a platform for 11 of the most promising Nordic cleantech startups to pitch their companies and get feedback from qualified and esteemed venture capital investors. So to give them a platform to pitch their technologies and their companies and the investment case for those companies.
Great. So was this goal met?
I believe so. I think that over the course of this entire week, we've had a chance to mentor these companies and help them improve their pitches, and I think that they did a great job at showing what their value proposition was, and the feedback was overwhelmingly positive, both in the feedback they got from the judges and also from the companies themselves. They thought this was a great value.
Great. So what do you think was the greatest outcome?
I think that the greatest outcome was for these companies to get exposure over here in the US and to start building their network among investors and among other service providers that can help them to take advantage of some of the investment and opportunities here in the Valley.
So what kind of company will you recommend to go to these kind of events here in Silicon Valley?
I would recommend companies that have a clear understanding of what their value proposition is and are servicing a market that exists here in the US. I would say that companies that don't have a market in the US, this isn't probably the right forum. So companies that have scalable technology, that they believe they're ready to kind of jumpstart that with capital infusion.